For the second successive week at the start of the season, the Warriors are at home. We have two teams here that began the season with emphatic wins, and they go head-to-head. It's Wigan against Hull Kingston Rovers. Quick check on the two sides, no late changes. Phelps at full-back for Wigan with Roberts, Gleeson, Carmont, who is the captain tonight, and Richards, Tompkins and Luluai. Forwards, Fielden, Riddell, Coley, Hanson, Tompkins and O'Loughlin. The first choice, 1 to 13, beginning the match. And the bench, Prescott, Paliasina, Deacon and Mossop. The coach is Michael Maguire. For Hull Kingston Rovers, it's Briscoe, ex-Wigan, Fox, Wellham, Cockayne, Colbon, ex-Wigan, Webster, Dobson, ex-Wigan. Up front, it's Lovegrove, Morell, Wielden, Newton, who's the skipper, Matt Cook and Paul Cook. And on the bench, Netherton, Fisher, Vella and young Liam Watts. The coach is Justin Morgan. So Hull Kingston Rovers, as Wigan brushed aside the Crusaders, Hull KR were equally comprehensive winners against Salford. They enjoyed their finest season in Super League last year, finishing fourth, but they were dumped out of the playoffs by Wigan. The playoff experience last year was tough. They lost at Leeds and then against Wigan at home. But 17 wins and 1 draw they won in the weekly rounds. First time they finished above Wigan in the table since they won their last First Division title way back in 1984-85. Well, Michael Maguire, the new Wigan coach, celebrated his 36th birthday last Friday as Wigan beat the Crusaders. He's the second youngest coach in Super League, 2 years older than tonight's opponent, Justin Morgan, who is 34. And home form will make or break Wigan's title bid. They lost 5 here in 2009, 4 in 2008 and 2007, but they finished 6th last year. They got to within 80 minutes of Old Trafford again. They beat Castleford and Hull Kingston Rovers before losing at St Helens. And they beat the Rovers twice at Craven Park last year, 30-16 in those playoffs, 36-28 last June, but they have lost in 3 out of their last 4 here since Rovers joined the Super League in 2007. So Wigan, and normally Sean O'Loughlin's leading them out, but there is a 5-man group of senior professionals who take the captain's armband this year, and tonight it is George Carmont who leads them out. It's Michael Maguire's new idea. He is Wigan's 11th coach in 15 Super League seasons. He's their 4th Australian and is after their first trophy since 2002 and their first league title in 12 years. And these supporters, Steve-O, believe he is the man to deliver.
Well, they certainly expect big things this season. They have not splashed out big. They've only really gone for Paul Deacon, the experienced halfback from the Bradford Bulls. And we just had a very quick glimpse, should I say, of Sam Tompkins. There's the man in the middle tonight, Ian Smith. Let's hope that he gives them plenty of room to move. There's so much talent out there tonight. But over you, Eddie. The cherry and whites here. It says on a big sign as you come into the ground, we're looking to the future. We'll have to wait and see. So often Wigan, they've had to look to the past for lost glory.
The future begins right here. The kickoff, brilliant kickoff, but knocked forward and gobbled up eventually by Clint Newton, who just delayed. He didn't go for the ball as it bounced, but he got it as it happens.
Looking to get away with that. You cannot afford at this level to allow the ball to hit the ground, especially from the kickoff. That'll get the nerves really jingling in this Rovers outfit.
Do you know, it's one of Wigan's strong points. They kicked off twice last week against the Crusaders, Eddie, and got the ball back on both occasions. He is very, very good at the way he restarts again from a kickoff, Pat Richards.
Reece Lovegrove has the ball on tackle number 4 for Hull Kingston Rovers. And the kick is not the best from Scott Morell into the arms of Pat Richards.
Well, the idea was good. They're kicking early. But Richards well aware of it, and interesting Scott Morell there kicking from the dummy half position. Also interesting to see how Justin Morgan has brought in Ben Fisher onto the bench. So there'll be some time when he'll be brought on. He's pretty quick from the dummy half position.
Riddell gives it to Sean O'Loughlin. Makes it to the 40-metre mark. There is the new man, Michael Maguire. He was assistant coach at Melbourne Storm. They've contested the last 4 NRL Grand Finals. Can he make it 5 in a row, but on the other side of the world? And this time, of course, as the head coach.
Not the best. Sorry, not
Hansen with the pass. Tompkins with the kick, collected by Briscoe.
Took it from the field of play there, so that's play. Oh, that's great defence. That's what you need when you get a high kick like that. They really got into them.
Don't forget, when I mentioned Melbourne Storm, they are due here in a couple of weeks' time. Not here at Wigan, but at Ellen Road in Leeds to play in the World Club Challenge. Leeds Rhinos against Melbourne Storm. It's the 28th Sunday night at Ellen Road. There are the two teams, and there's the phone number, there's the website if you need any other information. Should be a cracking match as two worlds collide. Talking of collision, Steve, how about that?
Yeah, Andy Coley, that's perhaps the reason. It surprised me because he wasn't down. He was on the bench, wasn't he, Andy Coley? But Michael Maguire has said, no, we'll put him out first, and he's getting through a lot of hard work. Oh! Well, it
wasn't
looked
played at, and he was in front of the kicker, Paul Cook. He's offside. Just flicked off the back of a Wigan man. It was Luluai. He didn't play at it.
No, he turned his back on it. Always controversial that, you know, sometimes players, I think we saw that last week, didn't we? When a man raises his arm, you've got to be moving forward for it to be a charge down. Certainly wasn't on that occasion.
Raise the arm, you give the referee no alternative, but Thomas Luluai had his back to the play. And here come Wigan again now. Luluai with the short pass and the little stuttering run coming in from Coley. Riddell finds Tompkins. Back it goes to Harrison Hansen. Wigan looking very busy early on here.
Nice run on the arc there from Sam Tompkins, and it was a nice inside pass as well.
Riddell gets it to Luluai. There is Phelps, over the top it goes, and this is Roberts. First try for Wigan. It'll go upstairs now to the video referee, James Child. And first of all, he wants to check obstruction near the post, he's just said. And then, obviously, the grounding on the far side, because the corner post went over very quickly.
Well, there's definitely a dumber runner, and you can see this. Now then, has there been any interference from here? I don't think so. Well, it's going to be very, very difficult indeed to pull out. Paul Cook is experienced enough to take and make sure that he makes impact with the dummy runner. It's a 50-50 call for James Child. It'll be a shame because it's a magnificent try, this. He's quite happy with it. Oh, the grounding is superb. Amos Roberts surely has got the scoreboard working for the first time tonight. Tremendous dive into the corner. I think he's got full control of that. That is TRY, and the Wigan fans will go berserk.
Hands and fingers right round the ball, Amos Roberts. He's just checking that it didn't come away from him, but there's no doubt about that. And he's airborne. This should be the first Wigan try, and Amos Roberts has scored it. He has. Amos Roberts, 2 tries against the Crusaders last week. He really does have the potential, this fellow, to be one of the top scorers in Super League. Amos Roberts in 2004 was the Dally M Winger of the Year in Australia. That means, quite simply, he was the best.
Super work from the hooker, Mark Riddell. It came away from the... It wasn't a charge down. This was a penalty. You can see there that Paul Cook was... But you can't afford to let Riddell run across like that. That meant hesitation, and I'm afraid the winger came well out. He took a gamble. It didn't pay off, and Roberts gets the first try of the game. Hesitation there. Do we take him? Oh, the winger's come out. Is in no man's land. They try to get back. He tried his best to Sean Briscoe, but that man, Amos Roberts, as I said earlier, has sent this crowd into raptures.
So Pat Richards then with the conversion attempt, trying 5 goals last week against Crusaders. This a difficult one from the touchline. and he has missed it. Just pushes it in front of the post. But Wigan ahead 4-0.
It's a great start, isn't it, for Amos Roberts and the Wigan fans on that side. I think the thing they want to see is a side play with some width. Michael Maguire seems to have started with that. He's actually playing in front of what's known as the Boston stand here at this stadium. Another famous right winger for Wigan, and if he continues the way he's going, they might name the front row after Amos Roberts. The season he's had the way he started. Not get the whole stand, but the front row would do him.
Well, 5 minutes, Wigan ahead 4-0, and Steve McNamara, Hull KR, hardly out of their own half.
No, they haven't, have they? We spoke very hard of Michael Dobson's kicking game beforehand, and it was the poor kick what hit the Wigan defender that really put themselves under pressure, and Wigan made the most of the opportunity there.
Here come Wigan again with Joel Tompkins trying to run over the top of Chris Wellham. He did that, but he couldn't get away from Paul Cook and Rhys Lovegrove. Here is Martin Gleeson.
Quick hands from Wigan. It's obvious that the new coach has got to, and they've given away a silly penalty. He had a second go at it. Michael Dobson, sheer frustration and trying to slow this Wigan outfit down, which is no surprise.
Mind you, Martin Gleeson made the most of that, didn't he?
Well, he's got the experience, hasn't he? But he was messing around, and I just get the impression this is the first time I've seen live this Wigan outfit, and they look super fit.
Riddell was fed by Gleeson, but they were all over him.
And hasn't Riddell trimmed down?
Yes, they have all lost a bit of weight, haven't they? Fielden.
This is tremendous power. This is good work from the forwards, getting over the advantage line. But they're eager and they're quick.
Oh, Cameron Phelps has seen a gap. Great feet from Phelps, great ball, and Gleeson with the try. Second try for the Wigan Warriors. They are running red hot, and they are blowing Hull Kingston Rovers away at the moment. Martin Gleeson, he missed the Four Nations last autumn. He has had a fantastic off-season. He got a try against the Crusaders, 2 tries against Hull KR in the playoffs last year, as you see, and Martin Gleeson makes it 8-0.
Tremendous stuff. Gleeson got the penalty, Dobson all over the man, and then they got onto it, but the forwards got them into this position. I'm not so sure about this final pass. Good work from Phelps. This looks forward to me. Oh, the Rovers will be not too happy with that. But according to the official Ian Smith, they said it's A-OK. But I think this might just be a touch forward. It's too late. It's on the scoreboard already. Look at the position. Oh, I think it may have been.
Well, look at the man's hands, Steve-o, when he passes the ball, Cameron Phelps. Martin Gleeson's not concerned. Gleeson with his second try of 2010.
Well, you know, the coaches provide the tactics, but the players are the ones who have to find the determination when they run with the ball. And we've seen some very powerful carries from Joel Tompkins and Stuart Fielden, bumping men out the way inside the first 10 minutes of the game. Shows that you're on top in that power challenge. And interesting now for Hull KR, they were in this situation in reverse last week. The kick goes over, a wonderful one from Richards. This were the team who scored 2 early tries last week. They're the ones who've now conceded 2.
10-0 to Wigan.
And again, the utilisation of the dummy runner. You can see it coming through. Wellham, Matt Cook, 2 men going for 1. There's always going to be trouble. Phelps did the step. I'm not so sure about that.
Not the start that Justin Morgan would have wanted. The kick-off there bounces. Luluai will drive it forward straight at Dobson, who's asking for a knock-on, was he, from the referee? Not forthcoming. Well, Hull KR in the opening 8.5 minutes have hardly had their hand on the ball.
And that happens at times, and the tough teams, and I know Hull Kingston Rovers do have a mental resilience as good as any others. The tough teams work their way through this. They don't panic, they don't capitulate. Just got to hang on here now until they get their hands on the ball.
Another break here from Phelps. He finds George Carmont. Oh! Briscoe stood his ground.
That was amazing. Absolutely amazing. Play on. That's good refereeing by Ian Smith.
Tompkins with a dink over the top. Oh, was he taken out by Clint Newton? Referee says no. Briscoe has it back.
But again, wonderful thinking there by the youngster. Oh, this is tremendous.
He must be delighted, Michael Maguire, with the start his team have made.
Was it obstruction? Oh, what a tackle there. I'll tell you what, George Carmichael would have felt that. Young Tompkins put it through. I think he was grabbed by the arm. If you run in the same direction, you basically can only use your shoulder. But look at that. They're on fire.
Goal line dropout. Dobson will try and get some length on this. He only reaches Tompkins, who gives it to Fielden, and back. Wigan come at them again. 6-all, by the way, at Salford. I hope you caught that at the bottom of your screens going through. Salford and the Crusaders, 10-0 here. And, of course, there's another match taking place as well up in East Yorkshire. Hull against Huddersfield. We'll have scorelines from there as and when as well. Knock on against Wigan. Hull KR will breathe a sigh of relief.
And boy, did they need that. And that just shows you what this new coach has brought to this side. No messing around when you're being tackled. Let's get on with it. And that's the reason he lost control of it, Coley. He's had a tremendous start to this game. 10 minutes, powerhouse. Boy, Justin Morgan, he will be saying, we needed that.
Hull ahead against Huddersfield. Down to you, Bill.
Eddie, this isn't a game where you need to go in with one of your players not feeling 100%, but that is the case with Hull Kingston Rovers, because Jake Webster has been unwell for the last 24 hours. He's had a stomach virus. He's been kept in isolation from the rest of his teammates. He is out there. Question is, just how fit does he feel?
And in the build-up earlier on, I noticed Jake Webster got an almighty clatter as well. He was staggering about all over the place. But they won't turn it in, Hull KR, don't worry about that. 11 minutes on the watch, and it's with Morel who gets the ball away.
Got to be careful now, Wigan. Not give away a silly penalty. They got to the last, and that's been good defence.
Coley was all over the back of Scott Wheeldon. Dobson with the left-footed kick, but it bounces very kindly indeed. And here comes Amos Roberts again.
Just shows you the problems that any side have. If the defence keeps them down in your own quarter, that as soon as you get the kick, your opposition, they're already over the advantage line. They're into the over the halfway mark, and they are putting pressure on the Rovers yet again.
And this is Amos Roberts, who will get to his feet at the end of tackle number 3. He plays it to Riddell, and Riddell will find Luluai. Luluai, the trainer, was right in the middle of the play then. And I'm just looking, he's the Hull Kingston Rovers trainer who was acting as another defender there. The referee almost blew the whistle to stop play.
Well, he's supposed to go behind his own team, not in front.
Phelps dinks the kick up and over the top, but not the best.
Well spotted by Colburn.
Let's have another look at this with the trainer as a 14th man. He's right in the line, and it actually hits him on the back. The ball hits him on the back. Play should have stopped.
Yep. Wigan fans don't like it.
And the referee playing an advantage to Wigan there, I think, because they retained possession, to be fair to Ian Smith. But in the strict letter of the law, they should have had head and feet at the scrum and another set of 6.
Well, they won't be worrying about Rovers. They'll be trying the damnedest to try to get over that halfway line so that they can put some pressure on it. Looks like Scott Wheeldon's picked up a knock.
Oh, they've got a penalty here, though, Hull KR, which is a massive relief for them. Narker's not standing square. It's Rovers' first penalty of the match.
They'd probably kicked a 40-20 anyway, actually. They were the best in the competition last year at this. You see here, it would have cleared Richards and made its way over there. Here's where the ball hits the physio for Hull KR. A clear advantage for the visiting team.
He apologised immediately to Wigan, but damage already done. Justin Morgan looking a bit anxious, and well, he might, because they have had to weather 13 minutes of sheer Wigan power here.
And talking of power, what about Andy Coley? Not only with ball in hand, but his defence has been superb. He's put in some pearlers.
No surprise that Michael Vella is out there to add his considerable weight and experience. And Crusaders leading at Salford. This now is Matt Cook. Matt Cook wants to get on and play it, which he does to Morel. Finds Paul Cook. Good ball to Wellham. Wellham gets it. Oh, he tried to get it away to Colburn.
I think he could have reached over and scored. I don't think he realised he was so close.
What an opportunity
Look at
lost.
this. He spins, Riddell spins him around, and maybe if he kept hold of the ball, I don't think Riddell would have stopped him. I think momentum would have taken the centre over.
A chance goes becking for Hull Kingston Rovers, and Steve McNamara, they've not had too many of those, have they?
No, they've not. It was a great opportunity by Paul Cook. He took the line on down the short side and a great pass, but just the speed of Wigan's play the balls at the minute are a little bit too hot for Hull at the moment, and they've done well to keep themselves in the game. When they went 10-0 down there, they again had to weather a couple of sets there, and they were looking there to try and start with some better field position in this next set.
Michael Vella's on with a heavily strapped right leg, but I tell you what, his experience in situations like this is priceless.
And I think that Justin Morgan will be pleased with the fact that, you know, that Paul Cook had the ability and he had the confidence to put on a move on that short blind side. Many a team would have said, hey, let's just calm it down and just get into field position. They went for broke and it nearly came off.
Colbon dealt with the kick over the top from Luluai, but Wigan at the moment dealing with the threat of the on-rushing Hull Kingston Rovers players.
10 tackles already from Andy Coley. Can you believe that? Boy, if ever a player has been told by his coach, you've got 20 or 25 minutes and do your best, that's him.
Well, reverse pass finds Newton, and Newton is away, and he's got support either side. Dobson's with him. He should have got rid of it. He should have got rid of that. Dobson actually overran it, I think.
Yeah, and also Sean Briscoe was there.
Here's Webster. Last tackle here.
Should have been a penalty.
Just held on to the ankles.
Silly play. He'll get no pats on the back from his new coach, Michael Maguire.
But Clint Newton just ran straight through Stuart Fielden. And they were lucky, I suppose, with a Wigan effort to get back and recover. They do concede a penalty here. Last tackle, great field position, and Hull KR need to be at close range, I think, to score here tonight.
Well, they're in close range now. They're about 11, 12 metres away, and this is tackle number 2 coming up. Here is Paul Cook. Back he comes to Sean Briscoe. Briscoe straightens it up, comes back towards the posts. Nearly lost it. They claw him down eventually. O'Loughlin and Coley. Here now Dobson. Dobson then back to Vella.
He was standing still, but he's so strong. Upper body strength on this fella is amazing.
They look a different kettle of fish with Michael Bella on the field, must say. Morrell fires the pass to Dobson. Dobson gives it to Webster. Good tackle low down. It was by Riddell who conceded the penalty. No, it wasn't. It was George Carmont, my mistake. Cook trying to get the ball away. Play on, says the referee. Collision between two Rovers players. Still play on. And here is Lovegrove, and O'Loughlin flew out of the line. Briscoe is hurt and is in trouble. That was Morrell. This is Paul Cook. And Paul Cook again on the last. They went for the power play. He's lost it.
Well picked up by Ian Smith. Well, they didn't get the points that they needed, and he knows it. There's the loose forward, Paul Cook. Justin Morgan, though, again, he knows something to build on, but there's big problems for the fullback, Sean Briscoe.
There is. He looked very concerned. Did Justin Morgan, Bill?
Yeah, but Briscoe isn't the only problem. We see the replay of that desperate play from Rovers. Scott Wheeldon came off for a moment a short time ago, and he is very groggy. He's got blood streaming from his nose. He's got a bang on the forehead as well. So Wheeldon still trying to unscramble his marbles. Meanwhile, Briscoe is flat on the deck at his old club.
I'm not so sure that his own play, I think it was the centre, Chris Wellham, that may have just taken him out with a stray elbow. Watch this. Oh, well, it's hard to say either way.
Just a collision.
Yeah, there's nothing untowards. He's a tough hombre, this fella.
Do you know, the one stat that you can't measure in a game of rugby is the aggression from either side, and I mean legal aggression here. Wigan at times, and you see it there from Harrison Hansen, I think they've been more aggressive than you've seen them at all last season. They've carried the ball strong, and it's about determination. The sport has many intricacies and facets to it, but fundamentally it's about running hard with the ball when you've got it, and a lot of these Wigan players are doing it right now.
Palliasina just did then. He nearly ran straight over the top of Vella, but this now is Riddell once more. Now, he was nicknamed Piggy when he came over here, but boy, he shed some pounds as Riddell. Luluai with the kick.
Yeah, there's a lot of bacon missing on that one, I'll tell you. And he's got a lot faster. That was his problem last year, I felt, that when he could see a gap, he really didn't have the explosive speed to get through it.
And Celtic, I was going to call them Celtic. The Crusaders are 14-6 up at Salford after a quarter of an hour. First time I think they've led in a match in Super League with that sort of lead anyway. I think they kicked a goal early, didn't they, in their opening game against Leeds. That's right, they did. But they've never had a lead like that in the Super League before. 8 points. Morel. Oh, and well, should have Lachlan tackled the wrong man then in Dobson. Last tackle though for Rovers. Dobson right down the middle. Good kick too. Tremendous kick this. Picked up by Cameron Phelps. Well, the crowd's just gone a little quiet because the opening 8 minutes, Hull Kingston Rovers have steadied the ship.
Yeah, they've been impressive under the Rovers. They didn't panic, just calm things down, but they're still adventurous. That could have been a penalty. Gleeson trying to milk it. Well, I must say, Justin Morgan get the message out, say, come on, a little bit tighter around the play the ball area. That's what they've got to do, and they're certainly a lot better equipped now.
Riddell gets the pass away. That was a Lachlan long ball on off the fingertips of Carmont. It's a knock on.
Chance was on as well. There was a huge gap there. And Lachlan could see it as well. And you could see there that Peter Fox was just a little bit hesitant. If it had taken that, it would have been a 2-on-1, and he knows it.
Well, they won here last May, 20 points to 12, Hull Kingston Rovers. Wigan claimed they scored just before half-time, though, after the siren had sounded. But the referee either didn't hear or didn't bother, and after it, Wigan were advised to invest in a louder siren. Anyway, Hull KR went home victorious. That night, tonight, as we reach the halfway stage of this first half, they're trailing by 10.
A bit unkind there. I think he didn't hear it. He didn't bother.
He didn't hear it or he didn't bother. The siren sounded loud enough to me. He's probably said play on, Steve-O.
Bother.
Cook. That's Paul Cook. Vella. Surrounded by 4 Wigan jerseys.
Wigan know the importance of this fella. He really does steady that ship, and he's a good leader.
Well, in good hands. That's Webster. Wide it goes to Colbon. Colbon goes to ground. He was so close to the touchline he had to. And here is Morel. Pops the ball up to 19-year-old Liam Watts. Didn't feature at all last year.
Should we get a bomb
week
here?
2, and he's playing. Dobson, nice footwork, nice little grubber kick through, and very well watched by Cameron Phelps.
Really has come on a bundle, hasn't he, Cameron Phelps? It's Dobson. One of the Wigan players there perhaps thought that he was shaping for the kick. A long one into the corner, then put the grubber, but it's well spotted by that fella.
Well, since Michael Vella has come on and he's making his 70th appearance for Hull Kingston Rovers here tonight, they've certainly got to grips with this Wigan side. Got a bit of ball in their hands, but Vella is the man who has certainly shored them up a bit. Last tackle here, Wigan struggling to get out of their own half. Tompkins, great booming kick. Fox after it. Briscoe there as well. Fox will run it away from his own goal line. It draws applause, that kick from the Wigan faithful here. And
so he should do as well. He was put under pressure now with Sam Tompkins. He just glided, stepped, got himself into the position. Not much about him, but his technique is superb. Oh, some of these hits. And what about the pace of this game, Eddie?
Yes, it's unrelenting when you consider that each and every one of the coaches bemoaning the fact that we've had this Arctic winter and so much of their pre-season preparation has been affected and damaged by that. But, well, there doesn't seem too much wrong with the fitness of these two at the moment.
Well, there you see there that Ben Fisher has come onto the field of play. He's a very talented halfback. Hooker and sort it all out, getting ready.
Dobson with the kick down the middle, finds the ground, but only finds Amos Roberts. Roberts, well, he's carrying the ball one-handed there.
Didn't take too kindly to the attention that he got there, Roberts. Well, Jesse Morgan...
Well, he shouted hell, the referee, but Liam Watts wouldn't let go. And it was round the neck as well, says the referee, Ian Smith. He's right.
Yeah, it's a throttle tackle, isn't it? Grapple, throttle, call it whatever you want. It's uncomfortable.
And he was letting the referee know, wasn't he, Cameron Phelps? Liam Watts with the infringement, so a penalty to Wigan. They start midway inside the half. Great offload by Palliasina to Gleeson. Gleeson was coming this way and then went back where all the big boys were, all the heavy traffic. Netherton with the tackle then. Here goes Paul Prescott.
Pretty impressed with Wigan so far, mainly due to the fact that there's so many of the players working hard off the ball. Dummy running.
Tompkins got the ball away to Harris and Hansen. But within 20 metres of the line now. 3 tackles remaining. Riddell, Luluai tacks the line. That's tackle number 4. Riddell scheming. Oh, the referee says that this is... Oh no, he shouted last and then he said this is the 4th. Tompkins hoists the kick. Finds Richards almost. Did Peter Fox tackle him without the ball then? The Wigan crowd thought he had.
Well, he certainly pulled him back.
Caught him in the air.
Yeah, but it's pretty difficult. Make a decision on the spot, Ian Smith. Certainly went for the man, not the football. It could have been penalised. Fox
should
there.
Have been.
Yeah,
should have been
grabbed
penalised.
him. Yeah.
Being played at a pace, Steve, isn't it?
It is now. Just that penalty what Ulkar give away, you know, it was the first one they've given away for a long period in this game, and just shows how it's not conceded points on that set, but it's made it very difficult for them now in this set of yardage. Although the referee has given them a penalty late in the attack out, and they needed that. And I think, you know, it's an obvious statement, but penalties and errors have such a big influence on games there, and certainly at the start there, Ulkar give a couple of penalties away. They've got themselves 10-0 down, but they've managed to drag themselves back in.
Yes, they're in this match, there's no doubt about it. Had they not had that whirlwind start, Wigan.
That's interesting. When they tap the ball, they've actually made 5 passes. What they're trying to do is make defenders move around. It's not just a simple one-man run forward. They've moved the defenders around, and then they try and play on the back of that.
Well, Paul Cook's looking to get away with that, because as he played the ball there, he pushed Sam Tompkins in the chest. I don't think the referee or the touch judges saw it. Here is Dobson. This is Briscoe. Well watched by Joel Tompkins. That was Fisher. This is Dobson. Dobson back to Ben Fisher. Ducks under 1. Here is Paul Cook. Gets away from Riddell. Can't get away from the reinforcements that are in the shape of Harris and Hansen. Last one here for Rovers. Dobson! So close to the line, Michael Dobson. Good tackle by Sam Tompkins.
Got underneath him. Such a dangerous player. Bella whipped him back on the inside. Dobson just saw half a little gap there. Tompkins ball and all. Superb. Sam, that is. Sam the man. Oh, it's good play.
Incredible, Sam Tompkins. He made his Super League debut just a year ago, and he went on to become the Young Player of the Year in 2009 and cement himself in the England international side.
And fully deserved as well. He is a talent. Oh, that's good play.
They have men on the overlap wide. Tompkins, Phelps gives it to Roberts, who's got pace. And Roberts backs himself to chase the kick. Oh! Nearly a bit of a mess by Ben Cockayne, but the referee, is it a high tackle? It is. His signal was round the chops.
Great speed though by Roberts. But what about the quick hands? We mentioned in the opening 10 minutes that this new coach at Wigan, Michael Maguire, wants quick hands all the time, and this sliding defence from the Rovers was caught out. Superb stuff here. Maybe not the right option. Could have maybe tested the step, but it was a good position by Sean Briscoe, and it was high by the second rower, Joel Tompkins. What a game. The pace is unbelievable.
Well, if it hadn't been, Steve-O, for that opening 8 minutes, this would really have been, well, it would have been level pegging, because they've just settled it down, haven't they, Rovers now?
Yeah, if they hadn't scored those 10 points, it'd still be 0-0.
0-0, you're right, Phil, yeah. Stating the blank obvious, but yeah, you're right. And Hull are beating Huddersfield 12-0. The strong defence of Huddersfield pierced a couple of times tonight.
Hull are behind, but I've been very impressed with it. We've got some young players out there, Weald, Watts in the front row, trying to compete against some seasoned, hardened professionals who are playing at home for the second time this season, and confidence is sky high, and they've done well here to hang in during a tough period.
Phelps's pass was a little high and a little behind the player.
Look at the speed of that play of the ball, and that's the advantage they get.
Here's Roberts again, and he gets the ball away. And Deacon, 31 tomorrow. Paul Deacon, but a new lease of life for him here, and coaching as a profession beckoning in the future. There's Paliasina. Man down in back play for Wigan, needing attention as Tompkins hoists this high kick on the last. Oh, that's got snow on it. Well claimed. Well claimed by Sean Briscoe.
Could have been penalised. I got the impression there that Pat Richards utilised his shoulder and didn't go for the football. Bang.
And Cameron Phelps is still injured over on the far side. In fact, he's being led away by the Wigan physio. He doesn't want to go. He's come back into the defensive line. There's Clint Newton, meanwhile.
There's going to be some bruised bodies and battered bodies at the end of this game.
Here's Liam Watts again. Tit for big things, Liam Watts, by Justin Morgan and company. Wigan have restricted Rovers to midway inside their own half. This is a good kick, though, and it's an attempt at a 40-20. Picked up by Roberts, who's funneled back to full-back now to cover for the injured Cameron Phelps.
Oh, he gives me the willies when he carries the ball there, you know, with one hand. I'm sure that Michael Maguire is going to have to say something to him. He's such a great player, but two hands all the time.
Get straight down to Bill.
Eddie, Cameron Phelps has tried to run this ankle problem off. In fact, just taking the tackle there, but he put his hand up a moment ago and signalled to the sidelines that he couldn't go on, and in fact he's struggling again. It's his right ankle that he's clutching now. He's again still on the field of play and still gamely continuing, but the signal to the bench was that he was in trouble, and it does look as though he is.
Good ball from Sam Tompkins to Harrison Hansen. He's trying to run that injury off, isn't he, Cameron Phelps? He's up in the play here. And there's Deacon with a high hanging kick towards the corner. Well claimed, though, by Colmont. And tackle not completed, is still able to carry it forward.
Well, Deacon was really the only one that was following through. Gets a fingertip to him, but he couldn't get Colburn down.
It's interesting now that they brought Paliasina off Moss upon Eddie. By my reckoning, I think he's had maybe about 13 minutes game time action.
Another penalty, too quick off the mark. But Phelps is in a heap of trouble. He's staying out there, but he's coming over here to the wing to try and do something about this penalty. It sails out of play, though. And, well, Phelps is a weakness that I'm sure Hull Kingston Rovers will have noticed.
Well, surely they'll do one drive and bring it back here. Well, they've certainly done the drive. Salford on the way back.
Yeah, good game going on at the Willows. 14-12 to Crusaders. Here, 10-0 to Wigan. 32 minutes on the watch. 8 before the break. Fisher at dummy half. He finds Michael Dobson. Vella almost dropped it. And Vella will go down in the tackle eventually. Tackle number 2, this set of 6 for Hull Kingston Rovers. Fisher weighing up options both ways. Finds Briscoe. Webster now will take it on and try and just brush Tompkins aside. But for a 20-year-old, Tompkins has got some strength on him. This is Cocaine. They're about 15 metres away from the line, Rovers, with Dobson. Finds Paul Cook. Cook pops the ball back. And this is Netherton.
Will they do the short blind? No, Dobson's screaming for it. He's going to get it too.
Yes, Dobson. Little dab through. That's off the legs. It's still the last tackle. Briscoe almost trapped. Gets it away to Dobson. He'll put it to the air. Roberts is underneath it. The ball bounces back to one, and it's a knock replay, first knock on.
I think he should. Should be the Rovers' head and feed here. It was a neat kick there. It was under a lot of pressure.
There's the first knock on. There's the second knock on. The referee will give head and feed to Hull KR at the scrum.
It was Roberts that got a fingertip to it. It was a good high kick into the corner there by Michael Dobson. He's an artist when he gets that ball on his foot.
Hull Kingston Rovers, you know, the last side to beat Wigan here in May, 20 points to 12. Webster driving it in here and halted just about 3 metres short of the line.
Inside runner.
Fisher back to Dobson. Here is young Liam Watts. Oh, Cockayne was screaming for the ball wide. He gets it away though. It's a try for Fisher. Ben Fisher for Hull KR. Justin Morgan's men bounce back. Ben Fisher, the 150th appearance of his British career. A Scottish international with an Australian accent, Ben Fisher. He missed the playoff against Wigan last year. He played in the playoff against Leeds when they lost heavily. Might have paid the price for that. But he has come back here tonight and he has got Hull Kingston Rovers back into this match, which early looked like running away from them.
Beautiful kick into the corner. This was a knock-on, no doubt about it. A lot of the Wigan fans said that it wasn't. Paul Cook couldn't pin it up. But what about the offload here from Liam Watts? Bang! Straight through. Here it comes. Oh, great work by Fisher. That's the reason why Justin Morgan sent him on there. They needed something to spark, and what about the offload? He sneaks in. The Rovers are back in this game.
That's why coaches are paid big money, Steve. The couple of changes there, Michael Vella and Ben Fisher coming on. I mean, they have really turned Rovers round.
They have, and the good discipline as well from as Michael Dobson lands a conversion. Obviously, it's actually given him some field position. And I think the more Paul Cook gets the ball in his hands as well, I think the more influential this OKR team will be in this game. And you've got to say, like you said, they've done tremendously well to get back into it.
There you see it. You suck them in, you'll find that the hooker comes right the way around. He says, I'm taking the 4. We are back in this game, and boy, it's a cracker. Super stuff.
Two teams from the top 8 last year, and very little to choose as we approach half-time, but Wigan just ahead by 10 points to 6.
You know, there can be a tendency for some young players when they start to play in the first team just to hold on to the ball, and I'm delighted that Liam Watts hasn't stopped. He hasn't just kept hold of possession but played the way that he has throughout his career. I know Justin Morgan's been essential in his developments and progression through to this first team, and that was a fantastic offload in a pressure situation. Really, he took a risk to offload there with 3 players around him, and it resulted in the try.
3 great contests taking place in the Engage Super League tonight. Another penalty here against Wigan. That's to play the ball. It's killing them.
It certainly is. They were in control of this game up to about 30 minutes in. And then they have just been messing around in the play the ball area. It has really given Ian Smith no alternative. The crowd, they're giving him the bird, but it's the one thing that Michael Maguire has got to sort out very quickly.
On halfway, Newton goes down under a heavy challenge. And 6-3 the penalty count in Hull Kingston Rovers' favour. It was 2-0 early to Wigan.
Well, you said it, Eddie. After Wigan raced to that 10 points to 0 lead, you said, hey, don't write this Rovers side off. They're a pretty good outfit. They're more than that, they're better.
Vella again taking on Mossop up the middle. 3 tackles gone. 3 minutes to half-time. What would Rovers give for another try here? Get them right back in the hunt. It's Newton. So impressed the way Sam Tompkins will not be brushed aside by the bigger men. Morgan on his way down to the dressing room as Fisher fires the pass to Cook. That's Paul Cook. Paul Cook tried and thought about getting rid of the ball as he spun in the tackle. Takes tackle number 5. Last one here. And up goes the ball off the left boot of Dobson. Wellham's underneath it. Great tackle by Roberts.
He learned the lesson, didn't he, Roberts? Just a few moments ago, when Dobson put up the big kick, he went for it. On that occasion, he just waited until Wellham got him and banged him to the ground.
The Wigan crowd right on the back of Ian Smith. I must say, from up here, it looks like some of the Hull KR defenders are a yard or so in front. They're still at him, the Wigan crowd, mind you. What else would you expect?
Got to concentrate. Will we see something pretty different here? Will we see a chip over the top? Or will they be quite happy to go to the half-time break just 4 points in front? A lot of messing around in the play the ball area. That's the reason why the crowd don't like it.
Last tackle here for Wigan. Back it comes to Tompkins. And he just drills the ball up the middle.
Safety first.
Peter Fox will collect this. The England international will run it back at his England Test colleague, and that, of course, is Sam Tompkins. Lee Mossop and Harrison Hansen in there as well. Colbon is drilled to the ground by Joel Tompkins. Interesting about Liam Colbon. He scored a couple of tries against Wigan. Rather against Hull KR in one of these fixtures in the past, and Rovers quick to snap him up. Well, it looks like they will settle for 10-6 O'Loughlin with blood streaming from a gash on the eyebrow. Well, that's not the best from Dobson.
It's hit the ground, though. He's going to get away with it.
He has.
But awkward there for Richards. The ferocity of this defence on either side, it surprises me that that's the first bit of claret that we've seen in the first half.
Phelps to Roberts again.
You know, it's amazing, isn't it, that it seems now as if Hull Kingston Rovers are the side with more energy. They're the ones on top, pushing up hard. Wigan look flat, a lot of bodies walking around to get the breath back. They finished the hard very strongly, Hull KR. Maybe it's just impossible for Wigan to maintain the ferocity and intensity, aggression that they started the first 10 minutes with, Eddie, for the full 40 minutes.
Last play, Tompkins with a dink over the top. Briscoe picks it up, it's not over yet, this. Here is Fox, he offloads, he took a chance then. Webster did well to pick it up because Wigan were sniffing the opportunity. Great first half. Tremendous start from Wigan. 2 tries in the opening 6.